The 3-count question of the week.
This is one I've been waiting to bring this one out. If you could go back and relive any WrestleMania in history live, which one would you choose and why? Anybody want to kick us off?
It's a great
Tim, why don't
question.
you go first?
I don't want
to
I'm
go
not
first.
Nope, not going first this time. I'm gonna use my hosting duties. I'm gonna pick on somebody if somebody doesn't volunteer.
Do it. Pick on
Do it.
somebody.
Then Tim, go ahead.
That's a fucking easy answer.
I know, and Tim went first earlier today.
I'll go
too.
again.
That's not
because
fair.
I'm always ready. I'm
No,
always ready. Like
That's not fair.
like Jim's favorite wrestler, Zack Ryder. I'm always ready.
I'm also ready with this. I just thought Jim
What's the
would wanna
question?
designate.
It's literally at the bottom of the screen, Tim.
I put it there, Jim.
Yes, I know, which is maybe even more frustrating.
If I could relive any WrestleMania live, which would I choose? Well, the easy question that I'd ask for this is none. No one has. But if I could, I wouldn't mind going to WrestleMania 13 in the Rosemont Horizon, in lovely not Chicago, Illinois, to watch Stone Cold and Bret Hart tear it up at WrestleMania, to watch The Undertaker win the WWE Championship in his classic throwback grays, and to be there to watch a young Colt Cabana take a swing at a Road Warrior. That would be fun. WrestleMania 13.
All right. Matt, since you are ready to go, why don't you go next?
Yeah, I'm going to go to one that didn't have Bret Hart on the card, thankfully, and that would be WrestleMania 20. I think the moment at the end of the night is always one of my favorites. Guerrero versus Angle is a fantastic match that I would love to see live. And then, the Chris, I'll steal Mike's line, Chris Bowflex closing out the night by beating Triple H and Shawn Michaels. I think that was a phenomenal match, despite what came in the coming years afterwards. But throughout that card, I think if you look up and down the card, it's a lot of fantastic matches aside from Cena versus Big Show. I think everything else is a fun watch for me, and I would like to see that.
Ryan, why don't you go?
I didn't know what the question of the week was, so I'm frantically looking on my phone right now. WrestleMania 20 was great. I watched it in college live with some of my friends, and it was kind of what brought me back into professional wrestling after a while of kind of being away from like watching wrestling. It was college. It wasn't as cool as it was maybe in high school. I don't know, but that was a really cool answer. I would agree with Matt. But to not piggyback off Matt's answers, I would go to WrestleMania 10 and ensure that Yokozuna beats Bret Hart in the main event. So Bret Hart does not win the championship that night. Plus, I would see a really, really cool kick-ass ladder match. So 10, same arena as Matt.
Intern Mark, go ahead.
Are you serious? Did you want to go, Jim? Right,
Jim didn't know what the question was either. He's doing his research right now.
No, I literally made the question, Ryan.
But I knew what the question was, and it was an easy answer for me, unlike the wrestler of the week this week. It wasn't so easy. So I would go back, and I would relive, and I would be there live at the Pontiac Silverdome to see WrestleMania 3 when Hulk Hogan took on that eighth wonder of the world, Andre the Giant.
Brother.
He was a giant. The undercard wasn't really. I mean, it was okay, but that main event, Andre and Hogan, is what sold that show. I don't think King Kong Bundy and Hillbilly Jim wrestling with midgets really sold any tickets.
Dude, like,
yeah, you'd be surprised.
Like,
Well,
I was
Little
looking
Tokyo
back.
was over.
I was just watching back like some old WrestleManias, like just kind of in the background as I was working on things. Some of those first ones, man, like the undercards on those shows.
It was
bad.
worse than Raw.
It was real bad. Like if you look back on it now, those matches weren't selling tickets. Those matches.
Jim, can you name the little fellas that were in that match?
No, I literally can't.
I
Do
think
you want
I
to
could
take
give
some
it a
guesses?
shot.
I'd like to see some guesses.
I've got the card. I've got the card pulled up.
Was it Skylo Low? Lord Littlebrook?
Nope.
No,
Lord Littlebrook was
Yeah,
one of
Lord
them.
Littlebrook was. Yep.
was okay. He was one of them. Dude, I have no clue. I have absolutely no clue.
Mark, do you remember?
Yes, there was King Kong Bundy dropped the elbow with Little Beaver. That's what got everybody wound up. Peter got in the ring with Little Beaver.
Names you can't go by in 2022.
No, sir.
You never. Little Beaver was a handsome man. Things were always looking up for him.
Wow, Kentucky and St. Pete going to OT. Yikes.
Little Beaver died in 1995. Rest his soul.
You know who else was there? It was Little Tokyo was there. He was in that match as well.
Little Tokyo.
Little Tokyo, Little Beaver, and I think who was the other two? It was Lord Littlebrook and Sky Lolo.
No.
Nope.
It was Doink and Dink.
It was
Pink and Wink, right? Were those the
who was like the famous, who was the most notable little wrestler in WWF at the time? He had been featured in other angles in previous manias.
Oh,
Wee Man?
I can picture him. I can't think of his name. He was the guy that Roddy Piper shaved his head that looked like Mr. T.
Haiti Kid.
There you go.
Haiti
I
Kid,
got
that's
it. Good old Big
He's
Mac.
still alive, the Haiti Kid.
He's
This
still kicking.
undercard though for
He's still
WrestleMania 3.
Legends.
Hot opening tag match with the Can-Ams versus Bob Orton and Magnificent Morocco. And then we go right into a Dookie butter sandwich of Billy Jack Haynes and Hercules.
Hercules, they got blood.
And then you get the 6-man tag, which isn't all that great. You've got King Harley Racer's Junkyard Dog in a loser must bow match.
He said bow.
Oof.
That set the place on fire for 4 minutes.
That was so bad.
There is only 2 matches.
Really quick.
That's
These
crazy.
quick.
There's only 2 matches on this card that went longer than 10 minutes.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
That was
Name
what?
them.
Savage, Steamboat, and did Hogan Andre go longer?
No, Savage and Steamboat had the longest match of the night. Andre and Hogan only went 12 minutes. Imagine the outpouring of hate at a WrestleMania today in which the main event goes 12 effing minutes.
Yikes.
Oh.
We'd all flip tables.
Or the worker match only going 14.
Right?
Yeah.
And that
I
was
can't
the show
wait.
3 hours?
I can't wait till Edge and AJ Styles wrestle for like 55 minutes at
Oh,
WrestleMania.
absolutely. They got to fill.
Because Edge got to do it.
I mean, they got to fill 4 hours, right, for each night this year.
3.5-ish.
Now, did they used to show this in the afternoon? Because I was watching some old ones. I forget which one I put on the other day. But they were like, "Good afternoon from," and I forget which one it was.
Was that been WrestleMania 8? Maybe because I know 8
poster says 4 p.m. Eastern.
I think 3 was at 4
7.
p.m. as well.
Well,
3 was at 4.
Well,
I mean, when you look at the show, it was light out in the dome. Same with 8.
Wikipedia doesn't say like what time it went on.
Yeah,
I'm not. I don't know.
Tough to say, but yeah, there's a bunch of gristle here at WrestleMania 3.
I mean, the WrestleMania 1 card, because I watched 1 lately, and not good. So it opened up with Tito Santana defeating the Executioner in 4 minutes and 49 seconds.
That'll put some butts in seats.
King Kong Bundy beating SD Jones in 25 seconds.
I don't think it was that long. 25 seconds.
That's what the Wikipedia says. I can only go by the Wikipedia. Ricky Steamboat defeating Matt Bourne in 4 minutes 39 seconds.
That was Doink the Clown.
That was Doink the Clown. Brutus
Before the
Beefcake and
makeup.
David Sammartino ended in a double DQ in 11 minutes and 43 seconds. Junkyard Dog defeated Greg Valentine by countout for the Intercontinental title. In the Intercontinental title match, Valentine retained 6 minutes 55 seconds. Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov defeated the U.S. Express of Barry Windham and Mike Rotunda to become new tag team champions in 6 minutes and 55 seconds. Andre the Giant defeated Big John Studd in the career versus $15,000 body slam challenge, 5 minutes and 53 seconds. Wendy Richter defeating Leilani Kai for the WWF Women's Championship, 6 minutes 14 seconds, and of course the main event: Hulk Hogan, Mr. T defeating Paul Orndorff and Roddy Piper, 13:34. That was your long match of the night, 13:34.
I want to take a second before we move on. I saw this tweet. It's tying Mark's answer for which WrestleMania he would go to and modern day wrestling. So, of course, the biggest piece of iconography from WrestleMania 3 is Hulk Hogan slamming Andre the Giant. Well, a friend of mine, co-host of another podcast, Pod Van Dam, he tweeted the following that, hold on, I got to get rid of this. This is the new Hogan body slamming Andre.
Roll Tide.
Oh my!
I mean,
He's not lying.
It turns me on.
I was watching 10. That's actually the one I was watching because I stopped right before the ladder match. That they said
10?
Good afternoon.
Okay, 10 wasn't a good WrestleMania outside of a couple of matches.
Owen
No.
Brett was a fantastic match.
Owen
I thought
Brett
that was
That was a
fantastic.
great opener. That was great.
The ladder
It was
match
hot.
was great. And that's about it.
I'm a
Bam
big
Bam
fan.
defeated Doink and Dink.
I'm a big fan of Bam Bam and Luna versus Doink and
and Luna.
Dink.
Alondra Blaze wrestled somebody. Do you remember who Alondra Blaze
Paul
wrestled?
Nakano.
Nope.
No, I think it was Leilani Kai.
It was an older Leilani Kai, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Milani,
That was a whole 3 minutes long.
Men
The
on a
Falls-
Mission wrapped. They didn't wrestle.
The Falls Count anywhere between
wrestled.
Savage and Crush
They
was
did.
not
They
great.
wrestled the Quebecers.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Neither title match was good.
Nope.
Um,
Earthquake defeated Adam Bomb, unfortunately,
Yeah.
in
Well, that's
30
a shame.
seconds.
Woof.
the big
Yeah.
quake.
And then Razor Shawn, and then the Bret Hart Owen match, or a Bret Hart Yoko match.
And you know, on any other episode of 3 Count Thursday, I'd have something to say about the ladder match. But for this Thursday, cool.
Cool.
I remember they had a Bill Clinton impersonator there.
They sure did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Drugs.
They sure did.
But yeah, not a great Mania. Like I think
Oh, there was a dark match. The Heavenly Bodies defeated the Bushwhackers.
yeah, like I
in
mean,
the
you go
dark
back
match.
and revisit those earlier Manias. Like it wasn't
Whatever happened to Gigolo Jimmy Del Rey?
it wasn't great.
He's dead.
He did.
He's dead.
I'll give my answer to the question of the week.
Well, what's your answer, Big Jim?
My answer, it's actually going to be the first one that I ever watched live, and that's WrestleMania 7. That is the very first one I watched live. You of course, Savage and Warrior in the career
That
ending
was a
match.
good match. Good match.
Hogan must pose at the end. You had Nasty Boys winning the WWF Tag Team titles. I mean, still, like if you go back and watch it, not the best of WrestleManias, but I'd want to go back and relive it. First one I ever watched live.
And,
were there
Hogan
any?
Slaughter.
Yes. Were there any others that made your short list of decisions that you would go back and
There's
revisit live?
there's a few I wouldn't ever want to go back and revisit, like WrestleMania 4.
4 and 5 not good.
4.
11 not good.
I like
Uh-huh.
4. I'm a sucker for one night tournaments.
I was always mad at 4 because my parents bought it for me on VHS as a kid at a yard sale.
You
not-
only got one of the tape.
Right, not realizing
Oh
that
my
it was
God.
a two VHS set, and I only ever had the first VHS. I never knew what happened
You didn't
in,
know how
in
it
the
ended.
second part of WrestleMania 4.
Didn't that
They taped
come
right
off
over
like
that with some homemade videos.
I think I'd go back and watch 17 again.
17? No, 7. I had 4 other ones that were in my.
Just to get it out of the way, that's because because Shane McMahon wrestled Vince. Yes, because Shane McMahon wrestled Vince.
The best in the world.
I would never say that.
Who would ever do that? I mean,
I am taken back.
I'd be
Hi,
so
Lauren.
reckless, man, to say things like that.
Unreal.
Ridiculous.
Way out of line.
Way out of line.
The lack of respect. That
You know what hurts most?
My goodness.
I mean, I'm all for quoting Dirty Work because I know that does actually annoy Ryan.
If it was a good movie, I wouldn't give a shit about it.
it is a great movie. You shut your hole.
There's Dirty Work, and then there's Not Another Teen Movie.
He's
No,
not.
my hand is still on the
He
screen.
ain't
Sorry.
lying. He ain't lying.
Oh, God damn it. We never
It doesn't
fixed
work
it.
like that anymore, Ryan. Let's see.
Yeah,
Big Mike says WrestleMania 30 or WrestleMania play button. He'd go back and revisit.
30 would be a lot of fun to watch live.
Devin says
Yeah,
WrestleMania
30
20 would
was
love to
good.
be in person for the moment after the main event with Eddie and
Get
Chris.
his name off the screen.
Chris
Ah,
who?
we can't say it. We can't say
Chris- Big Mike got it. Yeah, Big Chris Bofla.
Thank God. That was a close one.
It's like saying Candyman.
Devin says he doesn't recommend rewatching WrestleMania 36. That shit is weird to rewatch.
Tim, did you
without
like the
fans.
reboot?
Oh, that's the pandemic one, right?
That's the pandemic one. Just quiet besides
Oh,
the noise
yeah.
they make in the ring.
It's the first 2-night WrestleMania in history.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's so bad.
the Charlotte Rhea match, there's a lot of like groaning and grunting. I gave my brother my WrestleMania Network login, and he said he was watching it, and his girlfriend was like, "What are you watching on our like living room TV?" You know, because
Oh, bother me while I'm vacuuming.
leave me alone.
Yeah, you know what? I've watched WrestleMania 4.
I'm on the
before I
hardwood.
watched
Don't
36.
worry about it.
I'll clean it up. Shut up.
Oh,
The only
my.
other number I had 18. The Icon versus Icon.
I had
Hogan,
18. I had 18 on my that 20
Rock
years
would
ago.
be pretty cool.
20 years ago today was WrestleMania X8. I don't know what 18 is, but X8.
That's all right. I'm sorry.
XVIII.
This one was X8, wasn't it? This
It
one actually
was.
was
X8.
X8. Yeah.
Devin, I'm not sure that's a hot take.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's
I don't think anybody's going to bat for Vince versus Shane.
pounding the
No,
table.
I have. We have fun on this show, but there's lines we don't cross.
Yeah,
I will go to bat.
Shane McMahon.
Trish Stratus was there, so
That was.
I think
okay.
it's
That
Vince
was
McMahon's
good.
best match at WrestleMania. I think it
What
might
about
have been
match against
one
Bret
of
Hart?
Shane's best matches.
I did get my signed Trish Stratus figure. It's on the shelf
Very
here
nice.
behind me.
Beautiful figure.
I also I had 31 WrestleMania play button on my list. I had 10 on my list, and I had WrestleMania 30, like one to be there for the end of Taker's streak, just to have been in the building for that piece of history. Yeah, maybe I would have been the guy on.
Yeah, you could have been the guy. Jim practiced that face.
I could have been. I'm not going to do that
Come
because I
on,
don't
Jim.
want
Let's
to
see
be.
your O face.
We need to see it.
You can screenshot that. Feel free.
I would never.
St.
Nope.
Peter's is about to kill a lot of brackets, by the way.
Seriously, is it happening?
They're up by 3,
Yeah.
less than a minute.
Let's see
Nah.
that face, Jim.
No.
That's a beautiful thing.
Like that, just like that.
St. Pete's beautiful this time of year.
It is.
Oh, my God.
And
I
of
wish
course,
I was there right now.
the Daniel Bryan victory to close out the night, to be there for that, I think.
There were a lot of moments at that Mania.
There was.
Yeah.
Not like a fantastic Mania overall, but
No, you
but
go
we were
back,
talking
you go back and look
before-
at that Mania, not good top to bottom.
We were talking before the match how you wish you were in the crowd for WrestleMania 30, and you said you would have knocked that Connor kid out of the way to get to
No,
Daniel
that's
Bryan and
not-
slap it. Isn't that what you said?
That is not what I said. That
Connor
is,
kid would have never saw it coming.
we
no,
were also talking about where we want to be, and Jim was talking
Wow.
about how he'd like to be at the hair versus hair event. and how he would have burned that building to the ground.
I remember hearing that.
I don't think I said that. I don't
You
believe
said
I
you
said
really
that.
hoped Trump would have won. So
Nope.
you would have been able to collect some of Trump's hair and make a little Trump hair bracelet.
Nope.
Ah. I must have thought you said that. I must have
Nope,
misunderstood you.
That is definitely not what I said.
Oh.
Any others before we wrap up this segment?
I thought it'd been cool to go to WrestleMania 9.
Okay.
Visually, yeah.
In the Caesar's Palace. Actually,
they probably had,
We're like,
I think they had some
in
seats
the
open.
parking lot, but whatever.
Look, man, parking lot,
Jim
schmarking
Ross's
lot.
debut. You can see JR there debuting. Her, Tim, sit here next to me, big boy. Her. Give me some of that sauce. Her. Hey, speaking of her, I got to tell you a quick story.
Get away from that. What?
Her. Sauce.
Yeah, what is the what? What is he getting away from?
Her.
He doesn't even know what he's.
I don't even know what I said. Hey, I got a quick story about her. This is really good. So I'm sitting in traffic the other day, just some minor traffic while they.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Hi, boys. And there was some minor traffic because of construction, and it was my turn to go, and I see the person holding the sign that says slow. You know how they spin the sign. PennDOT spins it, says stop on one side, Matt. The other side says slow, Tim. So I was going up there and I look at the person, I think the woman, I guess she was, had this cigarette hanging out of her mouth. She had a snarl on her face. And as I went by, I had the window down, I went, "Arr!" I went by the woman. She went,
Mark actually broke himself just now.
So you went to this poor lady.
You drove by a woman working at her job and went,
"Arr!" It looked like that's what she wanted to say to me, so I beat her to the punch, Tim. You see? Yeah. She was like this with a snarl. She had a cig in her mouth. And I said, "Arr!"
I mean, I feel like if you work at those jobs, you kind of have to take up smoking, don't you? Like, how do you pass?
what else do you do?
Yeah.
What all day? You're just standing there. There's nothing else to do. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Mark. I think we all needed that.